Okay, scientists, now that you know about types of graphs and trends, we're going to practice writing the trend of a graph in a sentence. So since this, well, actually, I'm going to have you think about it. What type of graph is this? Is this line graph or bar graph? I see bars, so I know this is a bar graph, and we should use words like this: most, least, biggest, smallest, highest, lowest. That's what we should use in our trend. So I'm first going to think about what is the pattern on this graph? What is the most? What is the least? And then I'm going to use that to fill in this sentence starter. Anytime I ask you summarize a graph or write the trend of a graph, you should always start with this sentence starter. So in the graph titled, I'm going to write the title of the graph here. Remember, what needs to go around the title? Quotation marks. What elements are most common in the human body? And notice how I capitalized the first letters. Oops, I missed this one. Let me fix it. It shows that, so I'm going to look for most and least. It shows that most of the human body is made of oxygen. I know that because oxygen is the highest bar. And let me add in a little bit more. Maybe I would say, and these three elements, sulfur, chlorine, and sodium, are the elements that are least in the human body. That sounds kind of funny. Sometimes you have to re-edit what you say. Most of the human body is made out of oxygen, and how about only a little bit of the human body is made of sulfur, chlorine, and sodium. So what I just did is actually really important. You might be thinking like, wow, that's the teacher. She shouldn't make a mistake. It's really important that you go back and you read what you wrote after you write it to make sure it makes sense, because sometimes it doesn't, and that's okay. I actually do that all the time, and you just saw me doing it. So to summarize this graph, we started with the title. And then since this is a bar graph, we use words like most and least or little when we were talking about the trend. Let's try that again with a line graph. So since this is a line graph and I can see because there's lines here, I want to use words like increases and decreases in my trend. So go ahead and look at this graph. Think to yourself, what is the pattern? What's increasing, going up? What's decreasing? If you need more time, you can hit pause. Let's start by writing our graph title. So to say the trend, we say in the graph titled, what do I put around the outside? Quotation marks. And then can I write it like this? No, I have to capitalize the first letters. It shows that, so let's see what's being measured. The temperature increases from, here's January all the way until September. The temperature increases, goes up from January to February, and then, not February, see, again, mistakes, gotta think while you write. And then decreases, goes down from October to December. And I made a mistake, September. So I made sure that my graph title had quotation marks. And then I use words like increases, increases and decreases. That's how you write the trend for a line graph.